Thanks, everybody. There's huge numbers on here. So really excited that you all took the time to join me. Once again, I am sorry that I've kept you, but what I hope that we'll be able to, and you can see the screen all nice and clearly as well. Can I just check in with that? I think that was never an issue. Beautiful. Yeah, thanks, guys. Okay, so why are you all here tonight? I guess what you're wanting to find out, most of you are in business. I think all of you from in one form or another, or you're thinking of getting into a business. What you need to do is we really want to make sure that we have a magnetic business message. It's so much easier in business when people come to you rather than you have to chase them. So it's the classic dance. You put it out there, you take a step away, and then you want your partner to follow you or your client to follow you. So this is really, really cool. So creating a magnetic business message is what we'll be talking about tonight. Now, I was going to do a big about me section, but really it's not about me, it's about you guys and about what I can give to you guys tonight. So a little bit about me, just without a slide. I've been now working with Natasha in our businesses for almost the past 4 years. I've always been the back end, so do a lot of work in relation to our marketing, our online communications, offline communications as well, and I do mentor a lot of business owners around things like this, as well as a very strong focus on social media. But enough about me, let's get back to you. So as you can see, why is your business message and defining the business message crucial? Because you actually get your ideal client, or for some of you out there that are really new, you'll actually get your first client or subsequent clients after that. You definitely want to stand out. These days, the noise that's put out, especially on social media, from a lot of different people, whether you're in the coaching, facilitating, mentoring, any type of health and wellness, any business out there, so many different voices and noises are out there, and it just becomes a buzz. So you can imagine for a client, or think when you are a client yourself, just finding that space to hear the problems or hear the solutions to the problems that you've got is really important. So you really want to explain clearly what problem you solve in a shorter period of time. Now, what I'm big on is a lot of the social media and online components of the business. So once you define your message and you really take some time to sit down and work that out, it will really make all of your message very consistent. So whether or not you're doing email marketing campaigns, you're doing any other marketing, whether it's social media, you've got a Facebook page, you're interacting in groups, when you're speaking with your true passion, which is what you really do believe in, which is your message, which is very sharp and very clear, very concise, it makes you very attractive, and it makes people think, what more could I find out from this person? Because that's the number one thing. These days, it always has been, human nature, and I've studied a lot of this, most of us are what's in it for me sort of thing. So yes, we all come from that giver's gain, and we love to give, especially the industry that we're in and the space that I guess we're coming from, where a lot of you have come from the Ultimate Business Support Group. But a lot of your clients out there won't have had the education or won't come from the same mindset that you come from. So you really want to tap into that, understanding that people do want something. whereas that's been responsible for keeping us alive, and it also acts as one of the #1 filters. So as we get so many different messages come through in this world, and we know how many pieces of information are floating around, the croc brain actually has to filter out the things that aren't important to you, because otherwise you go crazy. You're not going to be able to take everything in. There's just too many messages around you. So if the croc brain is filtering someone, so say you're talking to somebody and you're communicating your message to them, if what you're telling them isn't going to solve their problem or isn't raising their interest or curiosity, it will just get filtered, and they'll still be looking at you and then nodding and smiling. And I think we all would have had this. Everyone would have just been thinking, yep, okay, what's going on? They just are looking blankly at you. So it's really important that you actually let your message be nice and simple, and that it's easy to go right the way through. So it won't make clear what problem that you solve. So that's a big one as well. Okay, so if you can't clearly identify what problem that you solve, you're not going to be able to get through. So you're not going to get to the cerebral cortex, which is the brain that's responsible for making the decisions. And it doesn't give them a reason to find out more. To find out more about what you can do for them, more about how they can help. This is where it becomes really important. So what it will also do is, if your message is unclear, potential clients will just keep looking for the solution somewhere else, and somebody else will have the solution for that problem. Now, once again, in a highly competitive online space, someone else will have that solution, and if their message is clearer than yours, it's certainly going to come through. So does anybody, are they in an industry, what sort of industries have got out here at the moment? Are you in a very competitive training? So just getting back to see some of the people. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Coaching and training, competitive industry, heaps of them out there. Yeah, everybody in there. Okay. Telecommunications. Yeah, definitely. All right. So yeah, everybody out there's got really, really strong competition, especially in the online space. So yeah, having that message is really good. So once you're the solution to your target market's problem, you become very attractive. You become that hot girl or guy at the club. Everybody just wants to be around you. So clients basically ask you for more information, or they simply say, I want your solution to my problem, or I want to work with you. That's when you get those ones, you know that your message is magnetic. Now, the two biggest killers of your message, and I wanted to share this with you guys, two of the biggest killers are using complex language or industry terms that anybody in your industry would know, but often that the clients, they're not going to know what you're talking about if you start using technical terms. So using language, how I like to say to people that I'm working with is, if you can find a 12-year-old, find any 12-year-old that's around, and so you've developed your message, and give your pitch to them. And if they look at you blankly, then your message is probably too complicated. So sure, depending on what you're doing, that's a bit of obviously a bit of an exaggeration, but it certainly is going to give you a bit of an idea of where you want to market yourself at, because if a 12-year-old understands it, you're certainly going to find that it's a lot easier for anybody else to understand it. Now, also, coming across as needy or a desire for validation. So explaining that a little bit more, you meet somebody out for a coffee chat, or if you're at networking or something like that, and we've all met them, and when we're all new in business, I'm sure we've all done it. So you'll put your pitch out there, your potential client or the person that you've just met just doesn't answer for 1 or 2 seconds, and you just jump in there and you just go, oh, do you want me to tell you more? Do you get it? Do you understand what I'm saying? When you do that, it really does just speak of neediness. And straight away, it's the same thing. When you're out at a nightclub, if you had somebody of the opposite sex come up to you and they appeared needy, it's the biggest turn-off. And that is obviously a very big turn-off in the business sense as well, appearing needy. You want to appear very in control, and you really want to appear as though, yep, you know how good your solution is, you know how good your product or your service is, it is time for them to come to you. So just while I got you there, once again, apologies for a few of the technical hiccups that we've had now. Has anybody got any questions, or is everyone following where we're at so far? Yep, cool, coming through. Okay, so I've just got one question off which I can answer straight away, which I think is pretty important. So Megan's asked, how long should you speak for in a face-to-face situation? I'm guessing that's a face-to-face, like a networking event or something like that, Megan? Yeah, so, okay. If it is, I would say no longer than 30 seconds. We've all heard that classic barbecue speech, 30 seconds. If you are a slow talker, it's okay to be a little bit longer, but really do make sure that when you're there, you do need to pick up your energy. If I came into the webinar, even if I was a slower person, but if I came into the webinar and spoke like that, automatically I'm going to lose people because there's no engagement. So it's just making sure that you've got the engagement in your own voice as well. So now let's get down to it. So thanks everybody else for saying, yep, cool, brilliant. They all like, yep, I'm making myself clear, which is good. I hope so. We still do it. I don't run many webinars. I normally do face-to-face. So if I'm either speaking too fast or anything like that, please let me know. So this is what I want to share with you, is how to create your own magnetic message. That's why you're all here. You all want to know how you can do it yourself. So we'll run through a little bit of the why you should do it. Now, the most important thing, and the things that Nat and I always like to show people, is actually show them how to do something, not just say why you need to do something. Because with the how is when you start actually monetizing things. So if I was just to go and give you the template and say, okay, here it is. Yes, it works. It's brilliant. I've spent some time with Kern Ray on this, and Kern Ray is just one of the biggest legends, and he's really got some awesome things around how to create a brilliant message. So it's based on a lot of that. So before we get started, the homework for you will be to sit down when you're ready to do this and write down the 5 problems, the 5 top problems that you solve in your business. Okay, so if you can get to 10, that's brilliant, because I'll tell you a couple of other little things that we can do with these later. But at least get to 5 problems that you solve. So just on a bit of paper, then write down what your clients would expect after that they would work with you. So if you're brand new and you haven't got clients yet, you still know what you would expect clients to get from working with you. Message to be. It's a cool little thing to get exercise to get through and do. Now, once you have done that, this is the step-by-step process, the step-by-step system that we're going to use. And as I said, I'm going to get you a template of this sent through, so you're all going to have it with you to create your own one. And is it time to really think about moving forwards and creating that new message? Doesn't mean you have to rebrand. That might be a component of it, but it really is. If you just redefine, go back through your avatar, redefine who your ideal client is, the most important bit. So with Ultimate Business Edge, it's for small business owners who want to have more credibility and more clients. So I'll tie this all in afterwards so you'll see where it's all going through slowly. Step number 3. So step number 3, state what challenges your clients or your potential clients would currently business. Yeah? Cool. So step number 4. So state what you actually do. It's a really important thing to actually tell people what you do. Now, you don't have to go into big, long details, and just make sure that you don't make it technical. But really make sure that you can articulate exactly what you do. So for Ultimate Business Edge, we show them how they can use their acquired knowledge to create many different products for their business. So that's what Ultimate Business Edge does. So you'll adapt this to what you do. So tell them in short. See how it's literally the same. there's no competition, okay? There's abundance, something we fully believe. In your message, however, it is a good thing, and this is done on extensive research that Kerwin Ray has done, and a lot that I've backed up as well. You can state the failings of your competition. One great little extra tip that I wanted to give you is that have a look what your competitors, so go and do some research on your competitors. Look at their websites, look at their offerings. What's a great thing to do is actually look what they're not talking about. Everyone's going to be to say, if it was, I'll just use a classic one that everyone can relate to, weight loss. Everybody's talking about eat less, exercise more, drink 4 litres of water, yada. Everyone's talking about that. So you can see that. So how you could then, one of your messages could be, unlike traditional weight loss companies that only talk about the obvious, the losing, the eat less, exercise more, what I'm here today to talk about is X, Y, and Z. Maybe you've got to get your mindset right. Whatever it would be that is different from what your competitors are talking about. For the sake of this, so if we come back to this now, that's just something cool that I think a lot of people sort of really don't realise how important that is to be able to stand out. So with ours, unlike traditional business mentoring that takes lots of time and costs lots of money, so there's all things in here that are making it very appealing and very attractive to people. They've been put in for a reason. Time and money are the two most important things to people these days. Probably time is number one rather than money. Quick poll, everybody, time and money, your two most important things. I mean, obviously, yes, there's family, but if you could say, if someone gave you time, yep, thanks, William, yep, Sue, time, Amanda, yeah. So everyone's coming up. Time, time. Good on you, bud, Justin. Keep your customers close, keep your competitors closer. I don't know how great you are at that, Justin. You or your team, you probably get your team to look through it, but yeah, really analysing what they're doing because, yeah, yes, we are all of abundance. And I want every person out there that's doing a similar thing to me or that's doing a similar thing to Natasha, we want them to be successful because you know what? They're living their dream. They're not in a job. They're not working somewhere that doesn't make them happy. So everybody that is just, everybody's doing, that's out there doing, and look, it's a Tuesday night. It's 8 o'clock. I'm sure you want to be somewhere else, but you guys are investing in your education to hopefully walk away with something that I've been able to give you, which is going to go, yeah, hey, this is something that's cool. This is something that I can implement. This is something that's really, really important. I just had one question here. So, Emily, I don't understand people always say they want time, but still insist on doing their own bookkeeping. Yeah, absolutely. Like, Emily, I guess it's a lot of the time it's fear of letting go. It can be. Everyone will have their own different fear. And it might also come down to when you do go through this process of saying, are you communicating clearly enough to people and are you hitting their pain points and clearly articulating to people, not just, yes, you can save them time by doing their books, but really tell them. So, yeah, I'll really look forward to doing something for you later on, which you'll hear about. Marianne, that's okay, you're in late. We were recording it. We had a few tech difficulties at the start, so you missed all of the shit that was going on, pardon my French, in the background, so you'll just have a lovely recording except for that bit there. So thanks everyone who's come into the call late as well. I want to acknowledge you for coming in. So, yes, I really will be, really think about when you're writing out and coming up with your own message, really come down and think, are you really coming across as how you want to be perceived? Because if people aren't taking action, there's a reason. So the reason might be them, but it also might be that, one, you haven't communicated what you do well enough. Your pricing might be either too high or too low. Don't mistake the fact that it can definitely be too low a lot of the times. A lot of people do underprice themselves. One of the quickest ways to get more clients is to double your prices. I know you'll all think, what the hell are you talking about? But it is true, because you also get better quality of clients, but all of a sudden people just straight away, especially if you communicate it in the message clearly, but if you're charging double what everyone else is, people are going to think there's a reason for it. Why? I need to find out more. And then again, it's just your conversation. So I'm assuming that everybody on here believes in themselves and believes in their abilities. Because if you're not at that point yet, one, go and get some work done on your mindset, because until you get that bit sorted out, you're not going to be able to be successful. But if you do believe in yourself, yeah, make sure that you put yourself out there and put yourself up. Yes, tall poppies in Australia, but hey, I'm here to say, everybody do it. Just keep pushing. Just keep going through even further, and just, hey, just dominate what you're doing. You know, really don't take no prisoners. Get out there and do it. Now, step number 7 for those who are taking down the steps, state the compelling reason why they need your services. So this sort of comes down into basically why they should be doing work with you. So for Ultimate Business Edge, our Products for Profit program will explode their business credibility, as well as adding an additional income stream into their business quickly and simply. So again, so people that have gone through marketing, you'll see words in there that just stand out straight away. So your clients won't follow this through unless you've got really, really high quality clients that have obviously done a lot of educated themselves on a lot of these things as well. But yeah, you can sort of see as you get through there. So credibility, an income stream, quickly, simply. Okay, again, if something's quick and simple, oh, hey, I want to lose, yes, I want to lose 5 kilos. I'll just take this pill because it's quick and it's simple. But will it work? No. But if people take the steps, which is what then you have to trust in your ability to be able to get that out of them. So for you to be able to get them to identify that it's within themselves and for you to facilitate that change with whatever your product or your service is, nothing that you're doing, and that's another thing I love to share with people, as long as you hand on heart 100% believe in your product or your service, you never are selling in either a dodgy way or a deceptive way, because you believe that you can, you know that you can solve the problem that you're stating and that you're telling the world that you can solve. Yeah? Everyone get that? So it's a really important distinction to make. If you haven't made that distinction yet, yeah, have a little bit of a thing. Now, I just had another question come through. Valentina, are all these statements part of your barbecue speech, or what you say when they ask, what do you do? Valentina, I'll show you how it all comes together, and then I'll give you a couple of ideas of how you'd be able to use a lot of this through, as I said, your online or your offline marketing communication as we go through. So just stay tuned. But thank you for your question. So this is putting it all together. So this is basically everything I've put out. So if anyone wants to put a stopwatch on, go for it, and I'll just read out. So this is how the Ultimate Business Edge message comes together. You know how most business owners want to get more clients and make more money? Well, we monetize their intellectual property and create products that give them instant credibility in their industry. It is for any small business owner who want more clients and who are dissatisfied with their lack of opportunities to grow their business. We show them how they can use their acquired knowledge to create many different products for their businesses. This provides instant credibility in their niche and makes them the go-to expert. Unlike traditional business mentoring that takes lots of time and costs lots of money, our Products for Profit program will explode their business credibility, as well as adding an additional income stream into their business quickly and simply. How'd we go? Did we have anybody chuck a timer on that? Because I didn't time it out, I must admit. I just know that it's roughly about 30 seconds. Anybody feel it was roughly 30 seconds? It wasn't too long. Sometimes when you're on a call, it's different. But if you were standing up at a BNI or at a networking event and you get your 30 seconds, there's definitely nobody there that's going to say, hey, that was too long or that was too short. Okay? Once, if you know you've got a little bit longer, what you can really do is put your pauses where you want to. Making a pause at times, and that's what we often don't do as well, and I know that even I don't do it. It's Natasha and I both run at 100 miles an hour, and yeah, anyone that's worked with Natasha, you'll know the same thing. So when we have conversations, you can imagine, and Justin, you'll know what that's all like too, matey. Haven't worked with her, a few others have. Putting a pause in the right spot can be just as critical as talking and saying what you need to do. All right, now, another thing, this is where some education or some added bits come along. When you're sitting there and you've delivered your speech, you delivered your barbecue speech or your message, whatever we're going to call it, however you want to term it, politely say, shut the hell up. Stop talking. The more you talk, the more you come across as needy. If you nail this, which elevator pitch, yeah, cool, Matthew, everyone's got a different name for it, hey. Once you've nailed it, it's going to take practice. Practice in front of a mirror, write it down. If you know that you really stumble over words and stumble over stuff at the start, out at networking, as long as that you can, as long as you've what your product and everything out there and people can see that you're genuine, if the first couple of times you stumble a bit over it, doesn't matter. Hey, shit happens. Technical things happen. There's a lot of things that go on. If you just work through it, because if you never practice it and you never get a chance to say it out loud, so when you're really on your offline networking or on your offline communication, you're never going to get better at it. So that's just something that I want everyone to remember. Just keep practicing with it. But again, going back to describing it like a dance, deliver, stop. Now, if you've sort of, some people, if you're talking one-on-one, you might have felt yourself going a little bit towards them. Really try to watch your body language as well, because often especially if you're an excitable type of person, and you really, you're going to love your new message and get it out there, you might feel as though you're just starting to go towards them a little bit. Literally, make sure that you're not doing that. But if you have, be aware of what you're doing. And once you've said what you've said, don't step away, but just using special techniques, just move your body. So lean back a little bit, and you'll see if you've been able to get through and get a connection with that person. Because if you have, and they're attracted to what you're doing, you'll see it. Once you're aware of these things, you'll actually see them start to move towards you. If they don't start to move towards you, might have been a couple of different things. Obviously, they might not be your target market because, hey, I know that maybe only 5%, 10% of people that I meet out at networking will be my target market. Online, even less. So could be that they weren't your target market, or it could be that you just didn't quite hit on their pain points, or you've just got it nailed yet. So it's just reworking it. And it's like anything in marketing, even if you put two together, because when you're in the marketing space, like we do a lot of as well, you've got to A/B test it. So put two together and just normally it's one thing. That's the best way of doing an A/B test in marketing. So change one thing, so not just one word, but like one whole phrase, one paragraph, and then deliver that. Do that for 10 networking events. And then your next 10, switch it and see which one gets the best result. Because there will often be just certain things in there, and it's the marketer that drives everybody crazy, that it sometimes is one word change or one tiny little thing that can make all of the difference. So definitely don't be put off if you haven't quite got the results straight away, because they will come the more you just keep practicing it. So we're coming to the point, there's a bit more to go after this, but I just want to check in with everybody and just see if there are any questions immediately that springs to mind on the message. Okay, Donna just got a bit staticky. Has everybody else been able to get me reasonably clearly? Totally clear. Okay, no, everyone else is saying, okay, beautiful. So it's made it clear to everybody. Crystal clear. Okay, it must have just been that phone end. Yeah, okay, perfect, all good, crystal clear. Yeah, sometimes it's the other line and yeah, that's all right. It can be my fault. I can live with that. It's all good. Brilliant. Okay. So did everybody, I've got a few questions for you guys out there. Do most of you get out and do online networking, or is a lot of your stuff just offline? Do you use your social media a heap? Bit of both. Yeah, cool, Matthew. It's a way to go. You've got to have a presence on both spaces. So if we just want to step back and take you through a couple of little things that you can do. Another way of defining getting your own presence and getting your own expertise out there is not just creating, this message isn't just designed for an elevator pitch. What I want people to start to realise is that once you base it back to the homeworks that I would love you all to do earlier on, if you go back and write down those 5 benefits that people get from working with you and the top 5 problems that you solve, if you start breaking them down then into usable examples, so either client experiences, learnings that you've had, different types of experiences that relate to your expertise and what you are going to share them, that starts to become your structured and your scheduled Facebook posts. Okay, so from your business page or from when you're getting out there and you're using it in a, wherever you're making regular posts. I know LinkedIn people sometimes use the, like the post area on there. I tend to find LinkedIn you'll get much more better results from groups or just from normal connections. But hey, wherever you want to do it, but Facebook, it will get you the most cut through. Now, when most people are their brand, and so when you're a sole entrepreneur or you're just a very small 1 or 2, 3 person team, you'll often be the face of the business. So your personal page, from your personal profile, as well as, yes, sharing a lot of you because you're selling lifestyle, you want to be sharing your expertise there as well. So if you've top 5 problems that you solve, start thinking how you can work and use those out. And if you brainstorm, write out, get the examples that you'll have from your clients, your own learnings, your expertise. If you went out and you had a meeting, you can relate it back, or a conversation with a friend, a family member, anything like that, you can educate and you can share, because the minute you're doing that, you're coming across as the expert, which after all is what you want to do. Because when you're the expert, people are going to start to look you up and find out more about what you do. I've had a question come through, which is a good question. What if I'm too nervous to talk at a networking event to say my new cool message? Yeah, look, a lot of people when they first start out are going to be like that. I'm not going to read out who asked that question in case that you'll get embarrassed about it. It can be tough. We've all been there and done that. I think realistically, if you're out at a networking event, most of the people there have been in the same situation as you. Speaking in front of people doesn't come naturally. It doesn't come naturally for me either. This isn't my comfort zone. I'm not a natural performer like some people out there. But even still, those natural performers were at one stage not either. They were probably nervous, sweaty palms. But that's what, they just kept doing it over and over and over again. So like you become an expert in your niche, you can actually become an expert in then your communication and having your message out there really clearly and really sharp. Because that is, once you get that nailed, that is when you become really, really attractive and you start to bring people in. So believe it or not. So Matt, so even yourself, yeah. So for people that are just seem so confident and seem that they've been doing it, or their job now, their business entails being right out there, yeah, it doesn't come naturally for a lot of people. Also, how's everybody's LinkedIn profile? Because a lot of the people that connect with me, I don't have one clue what they do when they connect. And I'll actually ask them, what is it that you actually do? So once you create this message, you can just bulk it out a little bit to be your new LinkedIn summary. So on your LinkedIn, realistically, through all the research I've done, only 70% of people only read the summary about you and basically where it says your job title or what you're known as. They're the 70% of people. So the odds are there that if you nail just your summary section on your LinkedIn, you're going to absolutely smash it, because you'll start to get more connection requests. And as we know, LinkedIn is straight away. LinkedIn's just like, how we say, we've got a lot of women on the call, so I won't be crass, but LinkedIn's like sex. It's literally just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Connect, what do you do? How do you want to catch up? Let's do it. Whereas Facebook is a lot more of the foreplay. You want to sort of build that relationship, form it, nurture it, get to the point where as though you feel as though you've got enough of a relationship with somebody for them to then come to you again and say, what is it that you do? What can you actually help me with? So has anybody else got any questions, comments that they would like to add and share through here? Okay, everybody seems to really have got a good grip on it. A lot of people excited to be able to give it a crack. Good, want to see. Twitter, look, so with Twitter, it really depends on you. We don't do a lot of work on Twitter. We just basically have our Facebook account linked to Twitter, because at least it gives an outlet out there. Most of our clients aren't on Twitter, so it really comes down to working out, once you do your avatar and work out what your client market is, to really work out if Twitter's a worthwhile platform for you to be able to do. So Xiaoying, hopefully I pronounced that okay, was told that Facebook is social. Yeah, Facebook's absolutely social, but put it this way, last year, well, in the last two preceding years, Natasha and I have generated 80% of our lead, or probably 70% of our leads through Facebook, Facebook contacts, and at least 70% of our business income has been through Facebook. So that is basically without us selling anything. So it's really because we built it. We started this off a long time ago, building the bricks. So when Natasha first started as a weight loss coach of all things, as it's progressed and evolved, because we've been consistent in it, we've made sure that we've been there all of the time, adding value, you keep doing it. So yeah, so really make sure, definitely, Facebook is not just there for social. It's a really, really good spot to do that. All right, now, if you guys want more, so depending on what you're doing, this isn't a big sell. I'm not into that because I don't mentor a lot of people. We're at a position where we're focusing on bigger picture. But because you guys all joined me on there tonight, if you do want to spend 60 minutes with me to explore how I can actually find your opportunities, whether it's through your social media or through your message, and to get yourself up as the expert in the niche, we can do that. So I'll actually create from scratch. I won't make you do the homework, your magnetic message to dominate your niche. Obviously, I'll show you the opportunities that you are missing. So a lot of people don't know. You don't know what you don't know early on in business. So I'll show you the opportunities that you're missing that you might not even know that are out there to grow your own profile and obviously your businesses. And I'll rewrite your LinkedIn profile summary to incorporate your new magnetic message. So if you don't have one at all, it'll be a little bit different. But if you do have one, I'll actually fully rewrite. I'll rewrite that out for you with your new message, and then show you how you can use that. So just for being on the call, if you do want to take up that option, just email me. That's my email address there. So stuart@ultimatebusinessedge.com.au. It's valued at $297. And tonight, if you want to do that, I'll take 5 people that I'm happy to help through it because it is a bit of work from me at my end, not just after obviously just after the hour that I've spent with you. And that'll only cost you $97. So if you want to do that, jump in. We can do that either Skype or over the phone. And that'll be 5 people that I said will get involved in doing that. Now, the bonus. I'm not sure how many of you read through to the end of my copy on the webinar, but if you did, I like to be a man of my word. I didn't have the beer, but I did sit here with the tea. I will give you, everybody that's attended live tonight that made the effort to come live, I'm going to send everybody a template, so whether or not you attended live or not, that you can actually use, rather than you have to try to cut and paste and go through slides, to create your own magnetic message. So if you have a go at it with my template that I send you through, just email it back to me. I'll give you feedback on it, and then I'll rewrite it and add in the bits that need to do to get you up and going really well, okay, to get you to dominate what you're doing. Because if you're doing that, like you do our YPIC, thanks, Emily. Make sure I added something for the visual people. Yeah, so I will do that for every one of you. Now, I'll get the recording through. I'll hopefully edit out the shitty bits, again, pardon the French, get you whatever that you need up and going. I will get that email through as well as the template, and whoever wants to take part of that, now, depending on my schedule for the rest of the week, look, it might be a 48-hour turnaround. I'll fit it in where I can, but I have allowed time for this, so the sooner that, as soon as you receive it tomorrow, if you want to have a go at it, get it back to me. That's what I've offered to do for you, and I'd love to have that up because I want to see, as I said, I want to see everybody that's out there in business, and especially that's part of our Ultimate Business Support Group, I want to be able to see them succeeding, and I want to see them participating and making more offers, and it'll be a great thing. So thank you, everybody. You're making me very happy we've done it. Lots of beautiful things come through. Thanks for the bonus, Pina. No problems in the world. Thanks, Marianne. Good. Glad you got lots of content. So hopefully everybody got a lot of value. They got a lot of content out of it. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I want to see you guys doing, and jumping on a call like this is really important because every time you're going to learn something different, and everyone's got some different stuff to put in there. So, Ali, thank you. That's all right. I'm happy to give the time because, as I said, we're there for everybody that's around. Shez, thanks, love the value. That's all right. That's what we're here to do, Shez, and that's why you're a part of everything. Thanks, Fiona. William, good on you. Thanks for attending, mate. Nice to see you. I love the stuff you're doing with all your social media, mate. It's awesome. Lisa, thank you. There's a lot of people that I haven't spoke to before, so if any of you do want to connect, friend me up on Facebook. I normally share some pretty cool stuff on there as well, so if you do want to friend me up, happy to accept. Only people I don't normally accept are the Russian bride invites, which we know aren't what they should be, and I think the wife's logged in, so she's probably heard me there as well. Thanks, guys. Really loving what everybody's putting up. It's been brilliant. Justin, thank you. Jane, no worries. It's been a pleasure, guys. Look, thank you, everybody. It's brilliant. So if anyone missed it or they came on halfway through, as I said, don't worry. I will be sharing this with you. So I'll be emailing it through the recording. As I said, hopefully all of the funny bit will taken out. A lot of people saying that they're looking forward to getting onto their homework. So as I said, I will get that through to you as soon as I possibly can. It's been a pleasure. Make sure that you are utilising your message everywhere that you can. As I said, it's not just something that you think of for your online or for your offline. Use it everywhere you can, because the more that people see the consistency, and it's not the exact same thing as well. So you are going to want to tweak it, pull little bits out, have little snapshots, have little bits here and there. But the minute you start throwing them out in different platforms, different areas, different communications that you're having, that is when you really start to see cut through. Okay? Yes, it might take a little bit of time at the start, and so often that we feel we're talking to ourselves. The amount of times, like on a webinar tonight, when I only hear my voice, you feel as though you're talking to yourself. When you're early in, especially in your social media, if you feel as though you're talking to yourself, people will start to listen. If you keep putting it out there, build the tribe around you, keep adding value, because if you keep adding value and you keep just being seen as that person that's going to give, you're bound to be magnetic. Okay, that person that's there giving, whereas someone else is taking, who are you going to gravitate to? You're going to gravitate to that person. But you've also got to really believe it. You've got to believe what you're doing. Okay. Just had a couple of so read a couple of questions out, because these ones are okay. So Sue's asking, I have all my friends on my Facebook page. Should I set up a new one? Sue, a couple of trains of thought. If you're your business, if you're the face of your business, and you want to grow it and you want to position yourself as the expert, you must start to incorporate some of my advice is you must start to incorporate some of what you're doing in your own personal profile, because if you're going to meet people online or offline, they're going to meet you through if they want to connect with you, they're going to connect with your personal page. And if all you have on there are cute pictures of kittens or all of your kids, I'm not saying don't have those things, but if you only have stuff like that on there, nobody's going to know what you do. Nobody's going to think for serious and want to start to find out more about what you do if you don't. So you can definitely set up a Facebook page, like a business page. The way Facebook's operating them these days, a little bit, a little bit different, but there are ways around it, ways that you can maximise it as much as you can. But yeah, you've really got to start. If you're a brand, if you're Coca-Cola, don't worry about it being a personal page. And William, who is another social guru, is really right onto that. So he's actually adding in spot on. I believe that's to the comments that we're just talking about here. William, can you just confirm that for me if you're still there? Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, so I will still I'll share a lot of family stuff on there. Not so much as Natasha does. My wife is, I've always called her the Kim Kardashian of the Facebook world. She shares everything. And sure, some people are going to go, why is she putting all of that up there? It's too much, but you know what? They're not our ideal client. So therefore, if they don't want to hang around our community, we actually don't lose anything. We actually gain, because we're then talking to the people that we want around and that go, hey, that's really awesome. She's sharing her kids' photos. She's sharing her being a pose at the beach, anything like that. Be humorous, share yourself. If you're cheeky in real life, you can be cheeky. Be professional. I always think as well, don't change your personality. You don't have to go to business speak and then go to personal speak. Really make sure that you're keep yourself genuine, because the minute you become an ungenuine version of yourself, people will see straight through you, and they're not going to want to start. They were not going to want to start to do business with you and asking what you do. All right. So I've had 2 email bits cut. Look, guys, if you do want to take up that offer, it looks as though I've had 2 people that have been fast before I've even finished the call. If you do want to take up the offer to spend some time with me, run through your business opportunities, make sure you do jump on quickly. Otherwise, I am going to honour everybody that wants to get me through their message. I will write for you, because that's for you turning up and being a part of the call. All right, so thanks everybody for coming on to the call. We're coming on right up till 9 o'clock, so unless anybody's got any further questions, I'm happy to hang around. I don't have anywhere I need to be at the other end. Natasha's been on mum duty tonight, so the kids are nicely tucked in bed. If I go up there and they're still awake, she'll be in big trouble. Everybody saying, thanks everybody, I really appreciate all your kind words, and I trust that you got some value out of it. Make sure you are interacting as much as you can, but do it with a purpose. Interact as much as you can on your social media, on the Ultimate Business Support page. It is a great spot to hang out and do business on, and because we get a lot of private inbox messages and we know what goes on, there really is a heap of business that gets done on there as well. So once you get your message defined, and I've got a list of all the people that are on the call, I'm going to love to see what people come up with and what they start to share. So a big thank you again from everybody that was on the call tonight. It was a pleasure having everybody here, and I'll speak to you again at another time. Okay, thank you so much for being on the call.